Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. Top of the news today, Joe Biden came to visit New York in the aftermath of the tragic deaths of police detectives Jason Rivera and Wilbert Mora. Predictably, he fell back on the usual left-wing panaceas, namely gun control, federal funding for social services, a small increase in federal money for new cops. You know, the single best critique of the president came from my friend Heather McDonald in a brilliant Wall Street Journal
change everything when you walk into the building, like the states and the decisions they made to how things were supposed to set up and the chains and operations, how it was supposed to go, instead of just stepping all over anybody's policy or any constitution policy.
During his presidential campaign, Mr. Biden
any
asserted
board arrangement, did you even look at the numbers? What are you comparing them against? They're making not enough, they're making too much. I think if you pull out the regulation that you're trying to push down the pipes down here and let them do their jobs, it should be fine.
Every day from police shootings.
And you don't pay them more, you fix the problems with what their system is every day, because it's never going to fix the stress. They'll just, it's going to turn on them. They'll get all benevolent and fucking crazy.
Was denied in too many communities, black and brown, and that too many families are grieving unnecessary losses
like they were the good guys,
their daughters, their fathers,
in the end
their
of
brothers,
it's going to burn them all.
From police violence. He said that. The problem isn't gun control. New York's got the toughest gun control laws in the country.
Asshole in my neighborhood.
New York is one of the worst crime laws in the country. No bail, no jail. That's the watchword here. Biden and Governor Hochul have prattled on about the so-called iron pipeline today, where guns allegedly come in from out of state. They decide to blame Georgia for New York's crime problems. That is just utter nonsense. I mean, utter nonsense. Political pap. If they want to blame borders, by the by,
pay people off with money they don't have and tell them that that's taken care of. And when the problem comes, well, you have to leave it to us to fix it because we're the only ones who know what the answers are. And nobody else will do it. And we're the only ones with the equipment.
Locations where even local authorities have no prior knowledge. There's drug smuggling, sex trafficking, gun smuggling, criminality.
Well, apparently you yell at me, you look at Kudlow. What the hell you want me to do? Second source, Batman. Well, I'm just sitting here in the Joker's interrogation chamber, man.
Something about crime.
What the fuck did I do?
How about closing our open borders, which is something he has steadfastly opposed doing? If you fail to prosecute recidivist criminals, meanwhile, if you downgrade felonies, including armed robbery and drug dealing, if you let crazed teenage rappers get out of jail after several cop shootings,
provided you with plenty of information to work with in case you had an opinion on one of those words that you said you put the closest one in it, or filed that message away in a piece of SCP paper for me, put it on a comment on Facebook,
not the border
YouTube,
between
I
Georgia
got both.
and New
You
York,
can go ahead and leave a
or
comment in there you want. You want to hit me up on the IM?
Now, most
I'll help anybody with anything for any reason.
Mayor Adams, whom I have
all
supported,
all the time, down
today
there.
embrace this crazy left-wing
Minor politicians. They all got psychologists. They all got some
Adams
bullshit.
should not have
Usually
done
the
this.
high and the lows.
Former Mayor Rudy Giuliani has a much better idea. He told Miranda Devine of the New York Post that if he were mayor now, he would invite Bragg to come in and see him, and I'll quote,
they'll treat it like a
I would shut the
hydrocollider.
door and tell him,
Every part in
I
here
want
is
you to
internal
write a memo
censor.
retracting everything you said right now.
Well, you have to go through the spaces
Then
where they're
if
not.
Bragg
And you go, well,
refused,
what's realistic and what's
Rudy
not?
would go
Well, there's
after
certainly in here
Governor
where it's
Hochul
cheap,
and start
easy,
blaming her for
hardwired.
every crime and
A lot
death
of it can be
notice. That
done
would
with
be tough
processors
stuff.
and ones and zero spaces
That's
to
from a
figure out
guy
a lot of that stuff.
who
But
turned
there are
New
some
York's
spaces
crime
that
problem around.
just
Indeed,
need
turned New York's
constant
economy
cameras.
around. In fact, turned the
No
whole
question
city
about the
around.
audio,
It
no
just
question
shows you
about
it
the
can be done.
video, who you were talking
But
to
you
on the
need
phone, the
toughness,
little
and you
caller
need a good
ID comes up
diagnosis and
with
analysis
sensors
also.
that
Biden
just
said
do
today
your
he was
office.
against
Don't let
defunding
nobody.
the
That's
police,
just
but
their
in
job.
fact,
You're not allowed to talk to those
his party
people that
made
do
their
the
rallying
phones and
cry
stuff like
during the
that. That's none of your
2020
business.
election about defunding
Something come
the
up later
police.
against your
Kamala
opinion on what
Harris
that
said
is. If you have a right to
America
bring up the case, you don't get to do it
reimagine
on your
public
own, though.
safety. Joe Biden
use
called
system.
America systemically
For
racist
everybody.
and said police funding should be redirected. As Senator John Barrasso wrote in a column today, Biden has stacked his
No, I believe
administration
somebody's
with
bullshit is
anti-police
what stacks that
radicals.
up. Because I don't
His
owe any
Labor
of you nothing.
Secretary
So,
cut
like, as soon as
funding
I
for
get in
police
charge of it, even
as
if it's all
Boston's
your dead
mayor.
bodies
Two
and
of his top
bullshit, those
Justice Department
are your
officials
dead
are on
bodies.
record supporting cuts
That's
to
what
police.
you had to do to survive
You
and
know,
get in
during the
charge here.
riots
Thank you for
and
your
burnings and
sacrifice. I'll
smash
take
and
it from
grab
here.
lootings of the past 2 years, Democrats have supported the criminals, not the victims. They blame
Hell of
everybody
Americans, huh?
except their own soft on-crime policies. And I repeat my
Bring it to
related
attention.
view that the crime
training
wave is
regimen
also
also
an
out there.
economic problem. High crime rates are like tax hikes. People won't go to work. They won't go back into the office buildings. They won't transact commerce. High crime rates, bad schools, high taxes. That's the death of New York City. When Giuliani curtailed crime, he opened up opportunities.
I've never needed to break into a building and do shit like that. I'm not going to say all the circumstances are the same, but I promise you, I go through that and you sound like some fucking tool.
They won't walk their kids to schools, and they won't travel to work in this high crime.
Just try to explain yourself. Just use rational opinions. We'll give you all the time in the world. Matter of fact, you won't have to worry about me doing this. Here's a recorder. Tell your story. Take as long as you need.
We need people who will listen to the thousands and thousands of cops who lined Fifth Avenue twice for the 2 tragic funerals. Instead of beating up on our police leaders, politicians should listen to them. This is a New York story,
I think in a short amount of time you can tell somebody how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without falling into quantum mechanics. It goes through, the micro details of the hydron wave function of Siemens sperm under the stove.
And that's my riff.
I wanted a marketing degree, but